Okay. What's going on? Let's see. Where am I going to block it? Am I going to block it? No, I don't have to block it. Okay. We're going to go over today. In class, we went over the system, basically the system, right? Today, we're going to go over what is the neutral. Where does it come from? Stuff like that. Up in the lines, right? Up in the utility lines, they're bringing you power. That's on a pole, right? The pole looks something like this, right? Here's the pole. We can do like these, and they're bringing you power, right? Okay. Then a transformer gets mounted, this little cam, right? Okay, these guys get tapped into it, right? Boom. That kind of makes some sense. A transformer steps up, steps down voltages by number of windings around an iron core and or something in that area. So you think of it like this. This would be P. I'm going to put P for primary, and your secondary would be something like that. Your voltage from utility in this transformer over here, right? This guy right here, probably like 70, 72, 75 volts. Okay, I'm gonna put 7250. Okay, that's what's the voltage on the primary. Here's the secondary, which goes to your house, right? That goes to your weatherhead, your drip loops. Okay, your service mast, your service entrance conductors. Between, I'll change colors. Between these two conductors, right here. So this is a step down transformer. All right, I'm gonna put step down transformer. Okay, we're stepping down utility voltage that runs through the city. That's 7250 or 7200 volts down to, you guessed it, 240. Okay, what in your house uses 240? Obviously, it's going to be your range, your oven, your AC, your dryer. Okay, these are common things that require 240. But a lot of stuff in your house also requires 120 volts. Convenience outlets, your toaster, your phone charger, your lamps, your maybe, I don't know, something around those lines. Okay, where do we grab that from? I did a little like real demonstration of what it would look like. Here would be your primary winding. Literally, this is what it is in the transformer. Literally, winds of copper wrapped around, right? Okay, primary winding. Okay, that's that. I did a little demonstration because I got wire left over from stuff. So all the neutral is, or what we call the neutral point, is a tap right here down the center of the winding. So I cut the winding in half. Between the full winding that I have on the secondary side, I get 240 volts. So you guessed it, half the winding would get me 120 volts. So that's where my 120 volts or 240, 120 nominal voltage comes from. This guy right here is referred to as the neutral point. Neutral point. Okay. Then these conductors here, right, our service entrance conductors, come into do some sort of panel over here. Okay, I'll do this, make it like a little cap. Okay, we're gonna take this guy, we're gonna take this guy, and we're gonna take this 120 neutral in. In the code, they're gonna refer to the neutral as the grounded conductor. All of them they refer to something of a ground for all the conductors. A ground, like a bare copper that you see inside of a device box or outside your house is a ground rod. Those are all referring to the grounding, ing, okay? If you have to take a journeyman exam, they're going to go over, like, that's going to be part of the prep that you need to understand. The neutral is the grounded, ed on it, grounded conductor. It's purposely grounded, something like that. You'll find that in Article 100 of your NEC, right? NEC, Article 100, definitions. You'll find the definition of all those conductors. Grounding, grounded, ungrounded. You're hot as an ungrounded conductor. This neutral's responsibility is basically to be able to give us 120 volts and also a path back to its source. A basic principle of electricity for physicists and stuff like that is that electricity always tries to get back to its source. Now, we can't see the source from here because I just got one pole, right? One pole, one utility power pole. The source is all the way back where they generated power, whether that's coal, gas, wind, solar, wherever they're generating energy. I don't know. But we're providing our 120 volt circuits a way back to get the home. It also carries what we'd call an unbalanced load, meaning, say, A, B. Bear with me. That's what we call, I mean, it's all single phase, right? We're just talking about a neutral, but it's all single phase wiring, residential. In America, North America. Somewhere else? Don't know. Okay, that's you. So A and B. The neutral's responsibility is here. If both these guys, I'll change color so we can see a little better. The green. Let's use a round number. If A phase is carrying 10 amps and B phase is carrying 10 amps, the neutral will have nothing on it. Cool? Does that kind of make sense? It's alternating current, so it'll go back and forth, back and forth. The current will find a way back to its source through the way it came, alternating current, and or through the other wire, right? The problem becomes or arises when we have an imbalance there. Say this guy is 5 amps, okay? 5 amps. So now B phase is carrying 5 amps and A phase is carrying 10 amps. The neutral carries an unbalanced load. So 5 amps for both is able to get back to its source, but there's an extra 5 amps in the circuit. So the neutral now carries the extra 5 amps for a total of the totaling amperage. I hope that kind of makes sense, that the neutral is going to carry this unbalanced load. And you could test that on your neutral at home if you had a multimeter and a clamp-on meter, something like that. You get service conductors. If you don't do electrical, don't. If you're learning electrical, you're into it, I don't know, consult electric. I'm not going to say do that. Don't do that. Maybe not. That's a no-go. It carries unbalanced load. So we'll write that. Unbalanced. Don't worry about my spelling. It's probably not right. Unbalanced load. Okay? So if one phase conductor is carrying 10 amps, the other phase conductor is carrying 5 amps, the neutral will carry 5 amps back to this whole thing and literally all the way back to where it came from. Electricity wants to get back to its source. That's the idea. When they say it wants to get back to ground, if it can use ground to get back to its source, it will. If it has a low enough impedance and resistance so that it can do that, it will do that. Why it's called the ungrounded, or what would be my opinion of why it's called the grounded conductor, would be this. If I were to draw these lugs, here's my first lug, my second lug, my neutral lug. I'll write A, B, and then I'll write neutral. And then I'll put a ground. Okay? I'll put a grounding electric conductor. Okay? Main bonding jumper. Then I'll draw these guys in here. Boom, there's the neutral. 2 phase conductors, A and B, moved into this whole little thing. These two are jumpered together in the main distribution panel. So the neutral is grounded, 100%. It is grounded. It also, in most cases in North America, is grounded at the utility, meaning over here. It's grounded somewhere here. When they talk about getting shocked and it finding a way through ground and something like that, it's probably this theory right here, is which if electricity needs to get back to its source and it's provided a way back through the earth to this ground rod, up to the transformer, back to the source, it can do that. 100% possible that it can do that. So the main points we wanted to go over is, what is a neutral? A neutral is the center tap of our transformer that provides us 120 volts in our systems. Okay, not going to get into delta Ys and deltas and how it provides a 277. A lot of the same principle in three-phase. But for a residential single-phase service, a neutral provides us 120 volts, a split right down the middle of the winding. So on real aspects of it, I did this little cool thing. Okay, it's bare wire. I got a primary and secondary winding. Okay, primary, secondary. More windings here than there is a secondary. That's how the transformer works. It's stepping down the voltage by windings. This guy right here, this tap, this is my secondary winding, right? These two right here, I get 240. With this guy, I get 120 between this two and these two. That would be a live demonstration of what it probably actually looks like inside one of those transformers, right? So neutral is just the center tap of the winding, provides 120 volts for our residential service, provides us a way back to source with an unbalanced load that is calculated. If there's the same amount of amperage being pulled on both A and B, there will be nothing on the neutral. If there's a difference between the two, you'll find that voltage or that current on the neutral. Hope that makes sense. Maybe I can do a better breakdown another time, but I think that was pretty decent for now. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.